Breaking news, my lovely, wonderful people. It is really happening. I might get, guys, if I tell you Nari Shocker, I mean, is a bomb to start with. I mean, it's a shock and a real reality of what is happening right about now. So, PDP governors have hired 11 top lawyers to battle the federal government over the Rivers state of emergency as the reps move to take over legislative function, but not to restore the governor. You don't understand it. So remember that Wike is having lavish, dinners and everything with the what's it called, Rivers rep in London. Yeah, he's having all that in London. But guess what? Things are not being orderly and being followed. So he's meeting with them, working with Tinubu to see and conniving, looking for how, okay, he can actually and sincerely, okay, get the legislators back in office without the governor, with the sole administrator. Can you see what's happening? Do you get the picture? So PDP now have to really stand up with Fubara, saying it's about time. So PDP is working around the clock and I've gotten top lawyers, 11 of them, yeah, to battle this with the federal government, that you cannot suspend the governor and the legislative of Rivers House, restore the legislators and leave the governor out. Excuse me. How does that work? How? So these are part of the things that are happening as everybody begins to watch and pay great attention. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. PDP governors hire 11 top lawyers to battle federal government over Rivers emergency rule as reps move to take over legislative function, leaving the governor still in suspension. The Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice, Lafia Fagbemi San, has begun drafting response of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to a suit filed by 11 governors of the People Democratic Party challenging the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State. The suit also contests the suspension of Governor Sim Fubara, who is the vice chairman of the People Democratic Party Governors Forum. The People Democratic Party governors, in response, have engaged a team of 7 senior advocates of Nigeria, SAN, and 6 other attorneys to represent them in the Supreme Court. The legal team, including Bolaji Ayoride, Oyetayo Lajide, Kamari Ajibola, A.J. Mamu Mosiu, Adetunji Samuel, Atigon, and Abu Salim, among others, are challenging the president's power to declare state of emergency rule in the state and suspending a democratically elected governor and institution. The dispute was triggered by the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State on March the 18th, 2025, which led to the suspension of Governor Fubara and his deputy, Mrs. Ngozi Ode, and all elected members of the Rivers State House of Assembly for an initial period of 6 months. The Vice Admiral Ete was appointed as the sole administrator to oversee the affairs of the state during the suspension. The National Assembly, comprising of the Senate and the House of Representatives, supported the president's decision through a voice vote after he declared it without getting a 2/3 of the House before declaring the suspension. The 11 governors from Adamawa, Enugu, Osun, Oyo, Bauchi, Akwa Ibom, Plateau, Delta, Taraba, Zamfara, and Bayelsa states filed a suit at the Supreme Court questioning the legitimacy of the president's action, saying it is against democratic rule. The suit marked, the number is there, specifically seek the court's interpretation of several sections of Nigeria's constitution. The governors are asking whether the president has the authority to suspend the office of a state governor or deputy governor and replace them with an unelected sole administrator under the disguise of a state of emergency rule. They also seek clarification on whether the president's action contradicts the principle of constitutional federalism. Sources within The AGF's office confirmed that legal teams are actively working on the response to the suit as we speak. My colleagues are in the office working on the process. A source revealed the Supreme Court has yet to set a date for the hearing of the case. Meanwhile, in response to the emergency rule declaration, the House of Representatives is set to inaugurate the Abdul Committee on Tuesday to assume the legislative function of Rivers House. Are you hearing? The 27 lawmakers coming back, leaving the governor out. The committee will be tasked with ensuring that governance in the state remains within the boundary of constitutionalism of the rule of the law, as stipulated by the National Assembly. The House Speaker, Akin Rotimi, noted that the National Assembly has subjected the President Declaration to legislative consideration. The democratic safeguards, one key amended was to design the National Assembly rather than Federal Executive Council as authority for all legislators, including under the emergency arrangement. The newly formed committee will be chaired by House Leader Paul Julius Igbeveru, with the House Majority Whip serving as the deputy chairman. Other members of the committee include Isiaka Ibrahim, Idris Wasiru, Kasim Batari, and Sadi Saliu, among others. The secretary of the committee will be headed by Professor Jack Dan Azimi. Rotimi emphasized that the development highlights the House of Representative Committee to uphold the supremacy of the Constitution and ensure that the extraordinary measures taken during the emergency period remain subject to legislative oversight, guarded by principles of transparency and accountability. So this is what is happening right about now, as everyone is particularly watching and waiting for the next turns of events. My people, let's continue to pray for the state of Rivers, because it could be any other person, it could be any other state. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe, click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless. Have a fantastic and a lovely day. From us is bye for now. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Bye.